Welcome, everybody, to Casters and Castles. I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'll be your game master today. And joining me for our special one-shot adventure, Evil in Elmspire, we've got Booposaurus, Doa, Crowan, and Necra. Boop, it's good to hang out. I haven't had you at my table specifically for, a year or two?
Yeah, probably a couple years too long, I would say.
Yeah, it's about damn time. It's about
It sure
damn
is.
time.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here, though, Gnomes. What are you planning for us today?
Does it matter? It's gonna all
He's
get
diving right into it.
chaos. At what point I've done some preparation. I've done enough preparation to keep the chaos bottled for a roughly 3-hour period. But I will explain the story in a moment. You can watch Booposaurus on our weekly show on Mondays, Covens and Cauldrons at 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on this channel. Speaking of not having had you at my table for a while, Doa, it is fantastic to have you back. Thank you for poking me about this.
Yeah, well, I've missed it. You know, I've been busy with things, but I have always loved D&D. I played my first game in 2001. It was 3rd edition at the time, and I killed 2 players in my first session. So but it was purely in self-defense, trust me. So I'm happy to be here tonight. I don't anticipate having to worry about this group as far as, defending myself in that way, but it's good to be back, we'll put it that way.
There's exactly 3 people in this party who I trust not to do that, and I'm not naming any names.
Okay, all right, good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
Crowan, you're 3 for 3 this week. God,
Yep.
I feel like you and I are tied for appearances this week.
That's crazy. Yeah, my 3rd time on Casters and Castles, my 4th time playing D&D this week. So you can say that I probably played too much, but
Life is good.
that's okay because I love it and I cannot ever say no to D&D and balance my time effectively. So that's why I'm here.
Hell yeah.
And it's gonna be a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. Really looking forward to seeing everyone else's characters because I've heard they're very fun. So yeah.
It's gonna be. I can already tell. It's gonna be an absolute show. You can watch Crowan on this very channel on both Mondays and Wednesdays in Covens and Cauldrons and IOF Academy, both at 6 p.m. Pacific. And then we've got Necra with us. Necra, how are you today? Thanks for coming back after another Wednesday show.
How could I say no? How could I say no to another session of D&D? I'm really excited to be with this group. We've got all of the TFT chemistry here, which is very exciting, and I can't wait to see what we're up to today.
If I think the only weak link in this room right now is me, because otherwise, if it was somebody who had more TFT experience, they could have come up with something very thematic. And behind the scenes, I was calling this Project Penguin because of the little legend and all that.
Pengu.
Pengu.
Unfortunately, today's adventure will have absolutely nothing to do with that. Today's adventure that we know of, that I have control of, that as long as I have control for the next 5 minutes. Today's adventure takes place within the Four Kingdoms of Anacra, within the confines of the mortal world, hundreds of years after the story of IOF Academy, and shortly after the unleashing of Ashardalon, dragon of the world before, upon the unsuspecting northern kingdoms. Since this great dragon unfurled his wings over Dotan's rock, his shadow and flame have passed over Vercinget and Galadron, spreading death and desolation everywhere he goes. The kingdoms of mortals are in chaos, brother dueling against brother as they fight for the crown of Galadron. But further away to the southwest, beneath the boughs of a forest where the sun rarely pierces through the branches, the elves and Eladrin of Elmspire are recovering from a devastating attack. 3 years ago, the enchanters of Nenri struck at them without warning. They destroyed the bardic college of Elmspire, where the infamous performer Bendis Rambletoon was trained, sending him on his journey throughout the realm. Now, after all this time, at long last, the bardic college has been rebuilt. The people of Elmspire are recovering. And though their princess has not yet returned to them, they await in hope. And so they have sent out a call to all the elven peoples of the world, even as far out to the city of Mazru, calling for performers, artists, creatives to gather for a great celebration to rededicate the Bardic College, a celebration of the arts and creativity and mastery that is going to be a concentration of beauty and craft in order to erase the memory of that devastating attack and replace it with a new generation, a new legacy of beauty. Our four heroes have traveled long through these forests on their way to Elmspire, a secretive, hidden elven kingdom ruled by the Eladrin. It is said that beneath the roots of Elmspire, some horrific evil sleeps, and the royals of Elmspire are responsible for keeping it that way. Therefore, the kingdom has a mysterious, perhaps even sinister reputation. As we fly over these mist-shrouded dark forests, we find at last our four heroes on the very boundaries of Elmspire. Let us go ahead and meet them now, starting with Boop's character.
Hello, everyone. My name is XP Aladocious, and I am here for your service and entertainment. And I am going to make sure that you remember me because I am an Arakakra friend. So that means I am a bird. And that is going to be fun for the rest of the day. Once again, XP Aladocious, not your princess, but maybe your prince.
Well, and why is Expialidocious on his way to this rededication of the Bardic College of Elmspire?
Well, an invite, of course. Well, my family is very well known for the lore that we can tell, and I wanted to tell the history of this place and dedicate my own passion for it. Because again, XP Aladocious.
All right. And what does he look? What does Expialidocious look like? What sort of gear? What sort of appearance? What sort of mannerisms can we expect?
Okay. We're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be me as a bird. So think about but super we're really drag queen though, right? So I have cobbler's tools, which I thought would be funny because I was a bird. That sounds funny. So I have
Bird shoes.
super flamboyant shoes, right? They got diamonds and glitter and rhinestones on them, right? I got tights on, but they're designed like tie-dye and stuff like that. And then we've got what was those afflicted shirts? Similar style as my kind of big coat and very slicked back feathers.
All right. Fantastic. Walking through the forest side by side, Dilla, tell us who else we see here.
Oh, well, you see a stout dwarf named Grendis Broodward. That's right. I was a guard for one of the greatest vaults in my city for years and years, but alas, one day I fell into a magical sleep, and when I awoke, the vault was empty. I was disgraced, kicked out of my homeland, and I went across the world until I found a village where I began to brew beer.
Yeah!
And then I brewed much beer, and I decided I would bring some to try to drum up more sales. The economy's slightly down. I need to, support myself. So,
Relatable. And how is your character dressed and armed?
So you would imagine him as sort of a typical dwarf, a chain shirt, well-to-do but not wealthy, if that makes sense. But he has two distinct morning stars hanging from his belt, each with a head shaped like a spiky flagon, and has a large cask strapped to his back that he's carrying along without seemingly too much labor.
And you said that he was going to Elmspire to ply his wares at the Great Festival. Is that correct?
Yep. Free samples.
All right. Excellent. First one's free. Crowan, who else is along for this journey?
All right, so we'd be seeing a furbolg who's 7'8", about 270 pounds, very athletic build, but their name is Kelfer the Merciful. They have brown fur, bright orange eyes, long sand-colored hair that's kind of pulled up in the back in a kind of loose man bun, flows off to either side. There's a section in the front where the hair is twisted in braids, and there's wooden beads at the end of them. He also has the ivory white mask as well that sometimes he wears, but around the company of friends, just has it off to the side. And he's very minimalistic in appearance, no shirt on, no weapons visible, and just wearing tan pants. And yeah, that is Kelfer.
Needs more loot boxes before he unlocks more pants. And what brings your character to the Elmspire Festival?
Well, the company of friends and the wonder of a college rebuilt and wanting to take part and see all the beauty that has been restored. That is very, very appealing to Kelfer.
Excellent. And then at the other side of this formation, flanking feathers, Necra, tell us about your character.
Well, my character is a Kenku, whose name is, but you can call Screech. So there are two birds in this party.
Wow.
All I
Screech
need
is
1 stone.
Oh.
Oh no. Screech is a assassin rogue Kenku who is very, very skilled at, the sleight of hand, little bit. Really likes to mimic people. So you could definitely hear a lot of that today. And then also is kind of hard on the eyes. So black bird with black feathers, about 5 feet tall, and is at this festival because why not?
All right.
There might be people to steal from.
That is definitely a thing that's going to happen.
Wow.
I can confirm that much. All right. As our heroes walk through the dark forests, who is the most familiar with these lands, or barring any familiar whatsoever, who would be most equipped to help the party navigate their way through it?
I've never been here before.
That's very strong information there, my friend. But I can fly, and I shall scout the way.
Okay.
Useful. Go for it.
Excellent. Give me a perception check, Boop.
Okay. First roll. Oh.
Oh. That's a great start.
Wonderful.
I can't fly.
Has chat
My wing hurts.
Okay, chat has given you inspiration if you want to burn it this early, or if you want to hold on to
I'm gonna
it. Your
save
call.
it. I'm just gonna break a wing real quick.
Okay. So as the Aarakocra spreads his wings and soars up through the brambles and the canopy and the boughs, it's all so very thick and gathered together, and trying to make his way through the mist, he collides with a splat and a puff of feathers directly into one of the stone towers of Elmspire, which you had not seen up until this exact moment. So the good news is, you
Here
found
it is.
It's right here, everyone, as expected.
Oh my god, XP,
Well
are
done.
you all right? What happened there?
I am not all right. But we found the place. Expialidocious at your service.
Are you hurt? Do you need
I
help?
need a little bit of help. I need
Okay,
a little bit of help.
Kelfer will help him, kind of brush off Expialidocious. Make sure nothing's broken.
roll a
I
medicine
look at
him.
check.
Oh.
Hold on,
While
what,
he's
sorry?
No, go ahead.
What check?
Medicine, please.
Medicine. All right, 19.
nice.
All right. I think that's high enough to soothe injured pride. It takes a very specific application of herbs and reassurances, but you've done an excellent job of it.
Oh,
Grendis checks the tap on his keg on his back and he's like, "You haven't been stealing from my wares, have you?
No.
Feels full."
Slosh, 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 slosh.
Maybe in the future. Maybe now. We'll find out. But that was the most good-looking healing I've ever seen. Right, right, Screech. Quack!
Uh-huh.
Thanks. But we're here, guys. This is the festival. I probably know a little bit about this place from being a bard, right?
Absolutely. To determine exactly how much you know, give me history.
Okay.
You'll know something no matter what. This is just going to sort of determine exactly what it is.
I gotta send these dice to jail.
You rolled a 6, you got a 9. Nice.
Nice.
So, Elmspire. The elves here practice this very intricate system of an exchange of social status and favors constantly keeping track of who's up on the other person. They haven't invented social media yet, so there's no easy way to measure who has the most clout. But the courtly intrigues of Elmspire are infamous. Little dalliances here, a glance aside there can just exchange social currency back and forth. So for those who are outsiders to this place, it's usually advised to just sort of smile, nod, keep your head down, deal with them, and not get too heavily involved. Not because your life is going to be in danger, but because the machinations going on between the nobility can be so. The elves wouldn't call it petty. They would simply say that because they have such long lives, they take a higher viewpoint of things. And so a small thing can turn into a large thing over the course of 100 years. As for bardic clout, essentially, Elmspire is well known for its poetry and its music. It did produce Bendis Rambletoon, whose reputation has gone up and down over the years, but recently, in the last year or so, invented a song that still echoes throughout the forests. The trees themselves sing it to each other. And but 3 years ago, the Elven Refuge of Nenri attacked Elmspire, and the college was destroyed in that attack. You only got a 9, so that's sort of the high-level perspective. Was there anything else that you were looking for out of this?
No. I don't think XP would have dug any deeper than that.
Okay. Every time you say XP, I'm like, what? I give away XP when I left myself on mute. Am I on mute? What's going on?
That's called a double decker of a joke right there. But anyway, I will of course tell the party a little bit of the history, and I'm like, well, we shall make sure that our low class friends might take some time of quiet while in the city. Right, my
Low
good
class.
friend Screech.
I won't.
Did he just
say
call us
much.
low class?
I sure did.
Don't worry, I have took no offense. I will be very quiet.
If I could walk faster, I'd walk away from you.
You could run away. That is an option.
Not very fast either.
Oh, yeah. We can practice on that. We can
If
try.
I had a copper piece every time someone said that to me, I would have a lot of copper pieces. But is like the entrance like close by?
Yeah, you were not in the intended area. You had strayed off the path, which is largely hidden. But after colliding directly with one of the towers, you're able to find your way around the magical barriers that just make it look like endless forest. You know, Zelda Lost Woods style enchantments going on. But because there is an open festival going on right now, those have been lowered in places. And you were ultimately able to pass through the forest into a clearing where elegant structures with curved, viridian-colored roofs await you. There's a variety of beautiful organic architecture. A lot of it is grown from trees that have been magically encouraged to form specific shapes. Open galleries, high spires, lots of courtyards and gardens. And the festival is already underway. You see a wide variety of tents set up, and people have come from all across the lands. There are representatives from the dragon tribes in the east who have brought rare foods and their own poetry and sword dances. There are gnomes from Izurtzen who are displaying their latest mechanical contraptions. You've got folks from the different Alfar refuges, incredibly well-dressed high elves with elaborate makeup, and a couple of delegations from the Holdra courts of the Wood Elves, the Winter Court and the Summer Court, both showing up. And there's a variety of smells, delicious spiced smells entering your nostrils, and you hear music everywhere that you go. Just pops up. You know, you ever been to Disneyland and when you walk from one land to another, it shifts the music almost effortlessly and you don't even notice the dead zone so that you can shift genres without getting that? It's like that. Whoever planned this did a very, very good job of this. But there's lots of sights, sounds, smells, and food available to you. Does anybody here have specific business that they needed to attend to?
I would like to find an open table to plunk my cask down on, and I have little like disposable flagons to give samples with.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find a place around the courtyard that doesn't look occupied that I can sit there and start giving out samples.
Okay. Do perception or insight for me, please.
All right. Let's see. Let's go insight.
Get a read on people to make sure that you're not rubbing anyone the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay.
14.
14. You are able to post up. Now, are you looking for certainty that you'll be able to distribute, or are you looking for nearby businesses that will draw more attention to you? How do you want to balance that?
I'm not too concerned. I'm just trying to find an open space that's around a good amount of people at the moment.
Okay.
And
Just first thing that
yeah.
pops up?
Pretty much. Yeah. I've been walking for a long time. I'm tired. I just want to get set, you know?
Okay. Roll 1d8 for me.
All right.
Two. Okay.
Okay.
You have set up next to an illusionist who is local to Elmspire, who's using illusion magic to create elaborate mythic recreations of stories combined with, lights, visuals, abstract imagery, and sparkling bells and music and sound effects.
Get your goat blaster ale here. Goat blaster. Don't ask about the name. It gets you drunk just the same.
All right. While you're getting set up, and we'll give you another roll to follow up on that, what are the rest of you doing? Whoever wants to speak up first.
I guess Screech would be looking at just what's around to maybe cause a little bit of chaos.
Okay. All right. Give me perception, please, Necra.
Did that work?
21. So, kind of near where Doa's dwarf set up and is distributing ale, you've got this magic show, this illusion show, and across the way, you can hear the sounds of harp and a alfar singing a traditional lament for the city of Luminius that's said to date all the way back to the times of Ioth. So there's a beautiful, beautiful harp. It's being played at the moment, but it's made from cedar. It's inlaid with emeralds and silver. I don't want to say filigree because I think filigree is exclusively gold, but just this beautiful, beautiful harp. And no donations are being accepted right now because obviously just everyone's adulation is enough. But there's a crowd gathered there that is all highly distracted. You also see at the next booth over a human wearing purple distributing sweet rolls. Sweet rolls with some sort of a violet frosting in them. That's what's in your immediate vicinity. There's definitely more around here, but you already have a couple of marks if you wanted to do some pickpocketing or otherwise wreak some havoc, slice some harp strings. What does Screech have in mind?
Screech would probably try to take a sweet roll first and then see if they can weave their way through the crowd in order to pick some pockets.
Okay. The sweet rolls are being sold for a copper piece a piece. Are you buying or are you flying?
I'm yoinking and going.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand, or as it's known in the vernacular, yoink.
That's how I met my husband.
All right. 6, not super fantastic, or a 10 total, not super fantastic. The proprietor looks up at you with a raised eyebrow. Very, very thick, very bushy eyebrows. One of them slightly off kilter compared to the other, and just sort of stares at you as you grab the sweet roll.
I will flip them a copper piece as I scuttle off into the crowd.
Okay. Bird away, clutching it like a shiny, shiny bauble. All right. Are you digging in right now, or are you waiting for later?
I'll probably put it in my pocket and then go see whose pockets are open.
All right. Crowan, what is the Merciful One doing? How is the Merciful One entertaining himself at this point?
So I definitely already have gotten the vibe that I think Kelfer sort of sees himself as the caretaker of this group. They get into a lot of trouble sometimes,
The
so
adult.
is going to make sure that it doesn't come back to bite them. You know, they can do their own thing. So it's kind of just trying to keep watch. Like sees Grendus selling some ale, some beer, whatever it is. So making sure that like no one goes, you know, and starts trouble with him. Probably tries to keep an eye on Screech, but Screech probably like evades his eye half the time and
Screech,
gets up
roll
for
a stealth
trouble.
check, please, to see if that's true. 13. Does that beat your passive perception?
Passive perception is 13.
Okay. You are able to keep an eye. You at least have a vague idea of the rough location of Screech at this time.
Okay, good. I'm always concerned when Screech gets out of the line of sight. It can mean bad things sometimes. So, okay, yeah, just kind of keeping an eye on the group.
Okay. And supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, what are you up to?
I had a Windows update thing happen real quick. Apologies, I panicked.
All good.
Yeah, I'm probably looking for a spot to speak my dedication to the new college.
Okay.
Right? Like a performance area, a place that Mark Antony would enjoy.
All right. Go ahead and give me a performance check. And if you have any highlights from this dedication, feel free to throw them in, but that's not mandatory.
Okay. Tell me when my performance. Oh, yes.
24 total. All right. Excellent.
Okay. So is there like a stage I can just get on?
It's like a stone in the middle of the grass, a circular stone platform. That's clearly, there's some seats nearby, clearly an open forum, if you will.
Okay. Is anyone currently performing?
You have a moment if you want. No, but there are a lot of people gathering around who seem to be very excited for a performance.
Ah, all right. So I am going to assume that's for me, and
Okay.
then I'm just gonna walk up and be like, big audience for Expialidocious today, and my historical referencing of this great new college. I say it to like the person directly next to me, whoever's just closest.
Okay. So the person who's directly next to you is roll an insight check and a perception check for me, back to back.
Whoa. Okay. Insight, perception. That's weird.
Dirty 20 on the insight and a 7 on the perception. There's nothing remarkable about this individual. These two individuals, actually. They are sitting very up close to the front. They're wearing gray robes, tunics. They're clearly armored. They have hoods drawn up. Their faces aren't obscured. They've just got their hoods drawn up. And the immediate vibe that you get on them, you're not paying too much attention to them because you're kind of focused on the performance you're about to give. You're already imagining how that's going to go down. But you do get an immediate vibe from them that these two individuals are not patrons of the arts. They are waiting. Absolutely, they're waiting for the performance. But they seem out of place. And like they're trying not to seem out of place.
Okay, I'm like the worst person to be next to them. All right.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, friends. Are you here for my speech? Upcoming very soon.
They look at each other for a moment. They look back at you. Give me persuasion, please.
I got plus 10.
I figured you might.
Solid.
Oh,
28. All right.
Wow.
We're here for the main event. Are you the pre-show? Are you the post-show? Where are you in the lineup?
Oh dear, how could you speak that way of me? I am the main show and always shall be. How dare you?
That A great deed indeed. I was led to believe that Bendis Rambletoon would be performing a Didgeridoo concert as the main event, but clearly something better has come along.
That has not been told. There must be a scheduling error. I must speak to whoever spoke that to you. I did not hear that.
Well, we're both curious to see what you do.
Let's go. I want you to watch right here, right now. You're going to see exactly why the spot you're standing on is sacred.
Wow.
They're curious to see what happens next. They are amused. You've absolutely, I don't know if won them over is the right term, but they are definitely amused, and they're encouraging, even if it's somewhat sarcastically.
Mm-hmm. I get up on stage and I kind of like just look at them, right? And I'm gonna stare at them like the whole time I'm performing because they were cool looking. And then, all right, everyone, I am XP Aladocious here, and I'm going to speak in my own language for this history. I'm sorry if you don't understand, but you shall have gotten to school, and maybe one day you shall translate the words that I say. Music, please.
Get some gold blaster ale.
And so on and so forth.
Wow.
You're actually muted. XP, 1 XP.
Plus 1 XP. Does anybody here speak Primordial or the Aran dialect?
No.
Okay.
Dude, I do not.
Well, regrettably, the beauty of this incredibly moving dedication is lost on all of you, though the passion is not. All right. Let's go back to Noah, who is plying his wares directly next to this magical performance. Give me a persuasion or performance check on your part to see how the distribution of ale is going. You've got a lot of competition here. Even though it's free samples, it's not competition for eyeballs, There's folks who are drinking fine wine grown from the grapes of the Sky Kingdom, the pale blue grapes that grow to be as big as your head and make this very cool, dry, refreshing beverage. It's a completely different palate, I imagine, than what you're serving.
But my cask has a crudely drawn exploding goat on it. So I got that going for me.
All right, there's an audience for that.
Let's go persuasion.
Okay, let's see it.
Let's try that. I read the wrong persuasion roll. That was
unlucky.
the previous one. I was really excited for a second.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a little bit less good.
All right, chat has granted you 1 point of inspiration if you'd like to spend it.
It just raised it by 1, right? Or how is that?
You get to roll again and take the better of the two.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Great. That is
I'm
stricken
all in.
from the
Thanks,
record.
chat. Thanks, chat. We're gonna try this again. It's gonna be way better, I promise.
Survey says,
and it's a. Why is it taking so long?
A
Oh
6.
no!
So we'll take the 8. We'll take the 8.
Okay.
You're having a lot of difficulty selling because everybody's very distracted by the illusionist who's performing next to you, an Eladrin illusionist who's showing this very. Give me an Arcana check, please, because I know that that's absolutely your forte.
Oh yeah, definitely. I also go, what's the problem? It's safe. Look, and I drink a flagon of it.
Okay, a dirty 1 on the
Oh my.
Arcana check, and roll a Constitution saving throw for the beer, with advantage because you're a dwarf.
Yeah, it's my own. Let's see.
And it's your own personal brew. So
With advantage. All right, and Constitution. Where
it
is
should
that?
be one
There
of
it
the
is.
one of the saves you're proficient with.
Oh, I just rolled a Constitution thing.
Save. No,
Oh,
you
that's
did the
not-
exact right thing. Yeah, I mean, you
yeah,
drink
all
this
right.
stuff all the time. It doesn't even affect
Yeah.
you.
Oh, there we go. One of those was good.
All right. There's something with a flower, a frozen lilac that's floating around a tree, and who cares about any of this nerd stuff? You've got beer. All right. So people are at least showing up to watch you drink the exploding goat beer. The bushy,
Delicious.
The bushy-eyebrowed sweet roll salesperson runs over. Boop, do you need to roll a Constitution saving throw?
I'm good. I just thought it's delicious. It really got me. It got me. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, physician heal thyself and comedian amuse thyself. It's the first rule of comedy. So the sweet roll purveyor shambles over to you, watches you chug down the ale, and then reaches for a sample.
Oh, here. Try it. Let me know what you think. Let everyone know what you think.
A lot of it ends up just like washing down. Seems to have a drinking problem, a little bit of hand-eye coordination issues going on, but a significant amount of it gets in the salesman's mouth.
Great. Well,
Needs a snack.
needs a snack.
Shambles back over to the sweet roll stand, brings you a basket of these violet frosted sweet rolls, and plants them down at your table.
Oh, so are we joining forces here? All right. Welcome, partner. I shake their hand.
Mm-hmm. Sort of like clammy, just flail. Not dead fish, but like flailing fish.
All right.
So
I also grab a sweet roll. May I? Eat the whole thing.
cool.
How is
It's
it?
got this, I don't want to say funky taste to it. It's definitely sweet and it's moist. It's well put together. I mean, do you have any culinary background to your character? Aside from making beer? Okay.
No.
But you have proficiency in brewer's tools, right?
Yeah.
All right, give me a brewer's tools skill check with either wisdom or intelligence.
Okay. Let's see. Where do I find that, by the way?
On D&D Beyond, I
would that
don't
be?
remember.
That's a good question. Is it under action or anything like that? Because
You-
I have that. I remember picking it.
All right, dig around and hunt for that. I'm going to go check in with Screech to see how the pickpocketing is going. You already attempted to steal a sweet roll and failed, and I would give you the inspiration that's on the table for somebody who steals a sweet roll, but technically you paid for it, so that doesn't count. But you are now wandering amongst those who are listening to this strapping Alfar lad who's singing the lament for Barash and Lotne and that old song. And what are you up to? There's all sorts of people around here watching, listening, waiting.
I feel like a lot of these people would have maybe like coin purses or something around their waist, maybe, or like just on their person, right?
Yeah,
They
for
might have
sure.
deep pockets. So Screech is just kind of running around seeing like what's good.
Okay, give me perception to look around through the whole group and see what you can find. Okay. There's definitely coin purses about, but you're not really able to identify the heaviest or the richest or anything along those lines. So, but you're welcome to just start, yoinking stuff if you'd like.
I'm going to start yoinking things.
Roll to yoink. Another sleight of hand check, please. 14. All right. You have now escaped with somebody's coin purse.
All right. I'll probably stuff it in my pocket, head back over to the table where everyone is sitting. I'll take out the sweet roll and floppy it in Crowan's hand.
Sorry, what?
What? What just happened?
I would so I'll scurry back to the table and then I would take out the sweet roll and just put it in Crowan's hand.
Oh. Elfer put out a hand, take it. A gift for me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'll take a big bite out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Screech has walked away, run away.
It's already gone. Already gone.
Oh, wait, I have something for you too. Screech, come. Oh, she is already gone. Okay.
All right. So first off, the sweet roll, it is sweet, it is moist, it is dense. Do you have any sort of culinary background or skill in nature?
The most relevant skill in nature would be wood carving stuff. So no culinary related.
Does not apply. Does not apply. All right. And Doa, by the way, there's some of the flavor in here is almost reminiscent of the brewing process when you've got like your mash and you're ready to move on to the next stage. But before like the yeast state, when you're tasting to see how the yeast is progressing along and whether or not it's ready for the next step, almost got that sort of funk to it, but it's blended in nicely with a lot of sugar. Probably some sort of sweet tree sap that was used to get that effect, because sugar is fairly rare. Most sweets would be provided by fruit of some sort.
Seems like it pairs nicely with Goat Blaster, at least.
It's definitely. From your perspective, yes.
Great.
Somebody else walks up,
Delicious.
like this tall, slender elf with incredibly elaborate makeup, just flower designs all around the eyes. This flower headdress, willowy, comes up, takes some of the Goat Blaster, and then just eats the sweet roll like.
It makes you hungry, doesn't it?
Yes, quite.
Well, if you place an order with me, I can have 6 more casks just like that up here within a month.
Please
Tell your friends.
Please forgive my my escort. They must go and powder their hair, and then the hand servant like runs off after the noble who's retching in a bush somewhere far away. Not because your content is bad, but because their delicate constitution and palate is not suited for it.
Just another satisfied customer.
All right, Crowan, is there anything else that you're doing as Screech is sort of rifling through the coin purse to see what's going on in there?
Yeah, Screech just like scurries off. It's like, oh, I have a gift for you too, but then runs off. It's like, oh, okay. Grandis, how are your ware selling going? Seems like you've attracted a couple of customers, no?
No, it's been better, but who knows? Maybe by the end of the day, we'll sell a lot.
Hopefully,
Where'd
and if
my
not,
accent go?
if not, you don't worry about drinking your own fill. I can cure you if you. I mean, I know you handle your beer very well, but never worry. Drink your fill. I will make sure you are in good hands. Won't affect
Well, bottoms up to that.
you.
And more sampling his own wares. All right, Screech. Inside the coin purse, you find a handful, like 15 copper, handful of silver, a few gold, and some sticky purple residue from the frosting of one of those sweet rolls. So now all the coins are slightly frosty.
Screech is displeased.
Noted.
But his money. But is displeased. They'd probably try to find a place to maybe like rinse off the coins.
Okay, there's plenty of fountains and ponds and that sort of thing nearby. All right. Expialidocious. After your stunning and moving performance, you have a variety of different Holdra Dusk Elves and some Eladrin, some Alfar from the Nildemayer Refuge, all gathering around asking you about... you have such a unique perspective on things. Do you hail from the Sky Kingdom? They want to talk to you about your creative process and such.
I do come from the Sky Kingdom, and we are above, and you are below. As above, so below.
Delightful, delightful. Yes.
Wow.
The two gray-robed individuals are just sitting there, waiting somewhat impatiently, when an Eladrin messenger arrives and whispers to some of those who are gathered in charge. And they're going to walk over to Expialidocious. Gentle Avian, it seems that our honored guest, who was meant to perform here, is unable to join us. We would be most ingratiated to you were you to perform at the actual dedication ceremony within the halls of the college.
This was not that.
Correct.
There must have been some wires crossed. However, I will definitely agree if you use Goat Blaster as the event-wide beer of the college.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
I got this. If I
I'm
fail
counting
this,
on you.
I'm just bad at my job. All right.
This could
Here
be
we
so
go.
good.
We got it.
Ooh.
24. Wow.
Everyone about to get blasted.
Okay.
Goat blasted.
Absolutely. Have your friend bring all of his wares into the college annex. For the ceremony, we'll drink a toast. All will be well.
All of my friends are invited, you say?
Yes, of course. That would only be proper.
Is there an invitation so things don't get confusing?
Simply bring those in your company. You shall be their invitation. Those in your
Oh.
immediate company who you indicate to us at the gate will be invited in.
Of course, of course. I shall let my friends know about the wonderful opportunity. We'll go to the college annex, and we all shall get blasted. XP Aladocious at your service. See you later.
You see the two gray-robed individuals watching that entire gathering, and as you get up, they move to follow you.
Not gonna lie, kind of forgot about him.
So what was all that, Songbird?
Oh, it was the story about the sacred spot your feet currently lie on. If you would like to know, in your language, it is where life begins, is where you stand.
Right, but the conversation you just had with our hosts, that.
Mm-hmm. That's my answer.
Normally I'd have you roll a deception check, but I don't think that no lies detected.
Well, my friends, if I were to be so honest with you, I can't see their faces, right?
You can see their faces.
Okay.
They are, they've got some battle scars to them. They're both slightly tan, rugged, sharp faces, both human.
All right. Well, I can tell that you might have some history on the battlefield, my friends. Is that true?
Who doesn't?
Wow, not so many words on your end. I think we should get you blasted and we shall party this up.
Blast. Some sort of threat. That sort of an evocation. No, he's talking about the ale. What, the ale that dwarf has out there? You cannot be serious. You don't happen to mean the ale that the dwarf has out there, do you?
Oh, I 100% mean the ale the dwarf has out there.
I don't
Mr.
care about
Goat
it.
Blaster
This is
himself.
not worth it. I am not getting goat blasted. Shut up. This is important. We'd be happy to indulge your goat blasting friend, but you didn't happen to hear anything about this evening's entertainment, did you?
Mr. Bumblebutt.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
That's okay. I never do.
What was his name? Bumblebrute? Bumbleflute.
Rambletoon.
Rambletoon.
Oh. Yeah. How dare you? That's an individual who should be respected. That's a legendary name.
Well,
in this
apparently,
place.
strategically this is bad, but I'm going to say, well, he's not going to be here, and actually, I shall be the main event once more.
They look at each other. They look back at you.
Mm-hmm.
They turn and they walk away towards the event organizers.
But you shall get blasted. Come back.
Yes, later.
I'm gonna.
Still sounds like a threat.
I'm going to just like one last time, it kind of just be like, "Hey, why are you guys leaving me? I thought we were friends."
Don't you have preparation to do? If you're the main event, after all, wouldn't want to disturb your
Professionals
creative
are always
process.
prepared, and your scars show that you're not. And then I leave.
Whoa, that cuts deep.
Roll for emotional damage. All right. They go off to discuss with the organizers, and the rest of you, I know that Bill, you're busy distributing your wares. I almost called you Ariana. Screech, you're going through this. You're washing your coins like a raccoon right now. Krillin, what are you up to? You had a gift. Everyone seems to have left you. They're about to congregate, but that's going to take a moment before all of that happens. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think probably upon. I mean, he's trying to keep eye of everybody from the point of where Grindis was selling ale. Could Kelfer have seen the XP Aladocious like first mini performance?
Probably. It's not that far away, and it was loud.
Okay.
And it was distinctive. Yeah,
Loud and distinctive.
on brand, we'll say.
Okay. We'll probably be like to Grenda say, well, it looks like your partnership is going well. You are in good hands. I am. We'll check on the others. I will be back here soon.
Go ahead, laddie. I'll be right here.
Okay. And then walk off towards probably towards Expelliarmus, like as they're coming back or something.
Okay. The two of you are reunited.
Oh, XP, I heard your performance. That was quite wonderful. I did not know what it means, though.
I shall tell you one day. It's in the language of my people called Oran. Would you like to hear a little
Oh.
bit of it?
I would be very pleased to, yes.
So in our land, this is how we say hello. Kuka! Now your
Kuka.
turn. No,
Ku-
a little bit
kuka?
more on the kaka.
Kuka.
There
Like
you, there you go. That is
Oh.
perfect.
Thank you for teaching me. There's so much to learn in the
So
world.
much culture. So
So
much
much.
culture.
I mean, that is why we are here, yes? And you already had a good performance. I am very, very proud of you.
And I have is everyone here right now?
Everyone
Probably
can be
walking
here
backwards.
now.
Okay,
the,
okay.
The raccoon
I'm
coin
coming
washing
too?
is occurring
Okay.
close by. Everyone's gathered. The sweet roll salesman is basically watching for people to drink the ale, reading their reactions, and either rushing up with an emergency rescue sweet roll or offering them a complimentary sweet roll if it seems that they had a positive reaction. Because it is sort of, it's not universally
Mostly
bad.
positive.
Yeah.
Well, I have some good news from Mr. Goat Blaster over here. You are now the official beer of the entire event.
Really?
Inquisitively,
I only have this one cask, though.
we shall make. That is a problem. We shall make more, though. We will figure it out.
Okay, do you have a way to magic it up?
We shall see. We have some time, as every one of you is now invited to the main event inside. Apparently, this was not it. But we shall go inside and be invited in with all the Goat Blaster around.
Okay. I put the tap back in, I close the tap and I put it on my back because it's got these shoulder straps, attached to the keg.
Mhm.
And I walk in behind them.
All right. I would
Is there
like
an ornate table I can set it down on inside?
Oh,
And then
we have a map
just
for inside, but go ahead.
Okay. all right.
one thing, and then I tell I go, hey, little bird friend, come here real quick. There are
Screech
some
wanders over.
Yeah, and I kind of describe the two people, and I say there are two people that I met that did not give me enough admiration, and I would like for you to keep an eye out on them. They had scars all over their face, and they seemed very serious.
Got it.
Do you think they're going to be trouble? These people?
Whoa, I didn't see you there. Maybe.
I know, I can be very quiet
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's crazy.
Large person, make little noise.
I think they might. Something's going on, and I don't like it. They do
Well-
not want to get blasted.
They'd better behave themselves, otherwise they're going to learn a bit about my brewing process, courtesy of hops and barley. And I pull out my morning stars for a second and wave them around menacingly. And I put them back in their sheath.
And then I go, Yas, queen.
Okay.
That's a free action.
And I kind of I'm like, whenever you're ready, we shall go to the main area, but make sure you dot your T's and cross your I's. before we go.
All right. So, do any T's need to get dotted and do any I's need to get crossed? You have the entire festival at your disposal. There are enchanters and alcohol salespeople and performers and fae, all sorts of things going on here. The whole festival is at your disposal, but you're also welcome to proceed to the annex right after this.
Behold, an act of God.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's Boggle.
Feast of Sorrows. The fifth kingdom
Hey.
is the domain of despair. I'm sure
Nice.
that doesn't mean anything bad whatsoever.
Sounds
Mhm.
okay to me.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I love despair, actually.
Tell your friends. Bring
Same.
kids.
My new fragrance, despair.
It's D apostrophe spare, right?
I see you've also casted Overwatch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Okay, I am gonna roll for Constitution on that one. Emotional damage. Okay, I'm focused.
All right. I would like. Nah, you know what? This is too easy. This is too easy. I know exactly who this is going to. All right. We're going to, as the four of you are making your preparations, I would like Kelfer the Merciful to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh,
Wisdom saving throw.
Mhm.
Okay, that'll be a 14.
14. All right. The noise of the festival fades away from around you, blurring, dulling over, washed away by a distant cold breeze. And all around you, you see the gardens, the boweries, the galleries of Elmspire. All of them cast into shadow. Dark roots rise from the soil, cracking around them, their bark an unnatural shade. And all along the trees, the gnarled knots of the wood, they blink open into eyes, watching all around you. Roots and vines crawling through the corpses of those who still dance and still wander and still ply their wares, even as they rot, even as the growth takes hold in their flesh. And your companions all around you are completely subsumed and buried by the evil surging up from below because you were not strong enough to stop them. Only lasts a minute. Only lasts a moment. You shake it off. You have practiced the arts of tranquility and inner peace, and this is absolutely an intrusive thought. And when it passes away, you are back. You are awake. Everything is as it was a moment ago.
Kelfer will shake his head a little bit and look around, kind of just take stock of everything. Once he's back, everything is seems normal, I assume.
Yes.
We'll just generally ask to his companions, did any of you feel anything there as we were walking? Out of the ordinary. Dark, shadowy, intrusive forces. No?
Not really.
that sounds pretty intense.
Listening. It was, in fact, it was very well. I don't want to worry you, but I will try to not let that consume me again.
You
Please
seem
don't.
to need a bit
Oh,
of a pick me up here.
Oh, this is your stock. You have to serve to everyone. I cannot. No,
Oh.
no.
We should save some, shouldn't we?
We should. I appreciate the gesture. It is the gesture that really it hits home.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yes.
How many tankards have you downed by this point?
Several.
Okay. Roll a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
I was told I'd be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, with advantage.
With
right?
advantage.
All right. I'll just roll 2 then.
Yeah, just roll 2 and take the better of the 2.
Hey, there you go.
All right. Yeah. So you're barely even
Boom.
feeling it. Like you're feeling it in your extremities,
Yeah.
but it's just that little like, a little bit of relaxation. This is
It's the
nothing.
usual. Yeah.
This isn't even half a sheet and there's no wind blowing. You're fine.
No,
Uh,
I'm good.
All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Goat Blaster. May I have a sip? Just one small sip.
It's Broodward and absolutely.
Blue word. Blue word. Yeah. Oh, oops.
You okay?
I don't know. I think I may have grown 1 year.
Oh, nope.
Roll in the mutations table. What would you like to do before you go to the annex? Your main problem, as far as I see it right now, is limited beer stock. But you also have the issue of the two strangers wandering around. Kelfer's bizarre vision. But it is you have control of when you move on to the next scene. So please let me know what you want to do before you proceed there.
So there's enough ale left to give everyone small toast-sized amounts. But we'll have to use their champagne glasses for it.
Okay.
Someone's been 30. I know.
Nailed it.
I think
It's a champagne
they're
of beers.
exactly. Well, I think we have Screech on the case. Are you gonna just confirming for a second time, because the first time I did not quite get the impact that I wanted. You are gonna handle these two people I described with the scars on their face.
Who are the targets?
Oh my god. They have very cool clothes on, and they've got scars. They've been battled, born, bred in battle, even.
Screech will start kind of, looking around and trying to figure out if they can find where they are. And
Right.
we'll look at Expialidocious and then just run off.
I like that one. All right, everyone. Would you like to follow, or would you like to get more beer? Because I think more Goat Blaster could be a fun thing.
I assured Grandis, you too can drink your fill. You are in good hands. Don't worry about too much drinking. If you're going to drink the stock, so be it, right? That is
Well,
okay with
at this
you.
point, we need to save it, I think.
Okay.
Everyone deserves a little bit.
Well, I am from this area. This is all old news to me. I say one of you shall pick where we go next. What speaks to your heart?
We're going to start with having Screech roll either investigation or perception to track down these two strangers.
Surely I can get a better roll than a 10 tonight.
Well, if you steal a sweet roll, you can get inspiration. But outside of that, I don't see any other inspiration in the tank for you right now.
Oh boy.
You're having difficulty tracking down those two as you search through the crowd. It probably has nothing to do with the excellent description that you were given before this adventure began. The advice was flawless.
Yeah.
All right. Let me describe to the party the booths that you see in your immediate vicinity. There's the illusionist performing these magical, and you started to see the story loop a couple of times, but with a little touch, a little flavor, a little improvisation here and there. There's the harpist performing the Lament for Luminius. There's the sweet roll salesman. There is an alcohol booth over next door, but it's all wines. It's all fine wines. A lot of them from the Sky Kingdom, a lot of very sort of secretive Elmspire, very dark. I don't want to say Merlot because that's not a place in this world, but that sort of equivalent, very dark wines, almost ports, if you will. There's a flower salesperson, a spring eladrin with all sorts of beautiful flowers, dragon lilies, fire flowers, just some of them giving off light, some of them clearly with some sort of minor magical properties. There's an enchanter who's asking you to bring them your fine things, and for the right price, they will lay magic within it, depending on the craftsmanship. Yeah. That's what you've got in your immediate vicinity. You may move on to the annex if you'd like. You may wait for Screech. to try again or figure out or return to base, what would you like to do?
I think we might wait for Screech and kind of check out the things on the way. I guess the annex isn't a thing we have to go to like right now, right? We have a little bit of time for the main event.
You have a little bit of time.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think Kelfer would probably ask XP Aladocious, XP, I know you have you're quite a ways with your bardic ways. Does any other arts or things that we see here interest you at all, or are you focused on your own works?
I'm mentally going through my preparations for my performance, so I would like to do something calming or nothing at all.
Something calming. Grandis, do you have anything calming in mind? You're a very calm
but
person.
we need to save it.
Are
A
is
single tear just rolls down his cheek.
Took me a
Is-
second.
does
okay.
every problem
There's
you
more
have
hope.
does every problem you have is the answer your ale?
Lately, yes.
Each to their own. Each to their own. There is probably wisdom in there somewhere.
Well, I'm going to go over to that booth there and see if I can get these here weapons magicked up. Been meaning to do it for a while.
I was thinking maybe hitting up some of my fellow Sky Kingdom friends and seeing what's up with them.
All right. There's an Alrai, a winged elf, and an Alfar who are running the alcohol, and they've been eyeing you folks, not like shooting daggers at you, but just sort of watching the ale being distributed. Their booth is lovely. It's the two wooden posts that hold up their sign are almost like the posts of a spiral staircase. These beautifully carved, smooth, dark wood posts that rise up, and this blue banner across the top, inlaid with shining metals of some sort embroidered into it, and old oak, deeply stained racks of wine that have been brought in there, a small fountain that's working somehow set up between the two, just this flowing water sounds, and this almost like the light in the area is magically muted to create the impression of a wine cellar, even though what they're selling is from the Sky Kingdom. They seem to have two primary vintages going on. They've got their Sky Kingdom wares, which are all very light, very dry, and then they've got their specialty Elmspire brews, which are deep, deep, deep dark, a wide variety of different options available. They recognize an Aarakocra and they greet you in Auran. They're some of the few people who actually recognized what it was that you were saying. And
You know how to say it.
Yeah.
I taught you all. I'm an adult human.
This is how I expected this night to go.
that, of course, is the Aarakocra dialect of Auran. The Aurai dialect is much more flowing and uses the lips instead of the beak.
Yeah.
Right.
I say, I'm probably trying to show off a little bit to my new friends, and so I say, 1 round of ale for everyone, and please make sure to check out everyone's wares. And then I look over at the birds and I say, with the discount.
Roll a persuasion check.
Damn it.
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's
not great.
12. All right. They have a vintage from the Gardens of the Mountains of the Morning, which is again grown from these grapes that grow to be as big as your head and are very light blue pale. It's this very crisp flavor. They don't have any ale. It's all wine that they've got. But they're willing to bust that out. Normally that is 16 gold a bottle.
Jesus Christ.
They'll do 12 gold a bottle, and that's 4 glasses. So for 12 gold, there's enough for you and all your friends. How does that sound?
That sounds great. And can I buy a round for my fellow bird friends as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So 24.
Yeah, I hand over 24 gold like it's nothing.
All right.
By the way,
All right.
and I say, wine all around. And I take the nearest bird to me, and I go, I have a quick question for you. remember this guy's name now.
Absolutely.
What happened to the main event here? Did you hear anything or see anything while you were setting up?
The rumor is Bendis Rambletoon was traveling on his way here after being on a grand tour throughout the forest, singing to all of the trees. He was supposed to perform at the wedding of Neve of the Golden Hair. But there was some sort of mess up with his invitation, a little bit of some otherworldly nonsense, and it's probably for the best that he didn't arrive because the wedding was a disaster. But shortly afterwards, he was booked for this event, and he was traveling north through Nenri, and perhaps the enchanters of Nenri grabbed him while he was moving through their lands.
That's quite a story, my friend. How positive are you that this is true?
It's flagrant wild gossip, my favorite kind.
Oh, me too, my friend. And for that information, I shall bless you with a song. And I start playing Cantina Band for everyone in the bar. Like, because, I bought rounds for everybody, and I'm satisfied with that answer.
All right. Excellent. What do the rest of you have to do before you enter the annex?
Well, I'm going to go check out the weapon enchanting booth.
Yes. Oh, simply weapons, my dear dwarf. There's so much more variety out there. Imagine enchanting your garb to be completely...
Garb?
Yes, your accoutrement, your outfit, your look. So many different varieties, but I'm not one to tell the customer what they demand. Of course not. What can we interest you in today?
Well, I've got these two maces right here. Morning stars, some call them.
Yes, where were these?
Aren't they? Allow me to introduce you to Barley and Hops, my two maces. And I'd love to put a bit of magic in them. Make them hit a little bit harder, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes. All right, a weapon enchant. Can I see the piece myself? Dear friend dwarf, I would never, far be it from me to make any assumptions about the circumstances of my customers. What would you be willing to offer in exchange for the blessing of magic? And you would seek to have both of these enchanted, yes?
Oh, yes.
All right.
1,000 gold.
1,000 gold. For 1,000 gold, yes, we could lay upon the power of magic upon both of these weapons, but we would not be able to specifically focus. I couldn't guarantee what benefits they would gain, though they would gain benefits, I can assure you of that.
I'm not worried about it. Just do whatever.
All right. Be back in just a few moments and leave these with us.
Wonderful. I'll wait right here.
All right. The two of them withdraw into their tent, their tall tent, bedazzled with, well, like I said, bedazzled, so now it's literally bedazzled at this point. I can't take that back. They enter it, and you can see them like putting on their ceremonial masks and lighting a censer. They've got a table set up in the back. As they begin the incantation, and it's going to take a couple of moments, but I would like you to roll 1d10 twice.
Oh boy. All right, let's do it. All right. It's 1.
A 7 and an 8. Okay. All right. Hops and Barley, right?
Yep.
Hops now has the ability to transform into other weapons.
Okay.
As an action, you can transform it into any other weapon, but it will still have some part of it that looks like a flagon.
Awesome. All right.
And Barley can now open locks once per short rest.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great.
And
Not like I couldn't just hit the lock before.
And chat has
great.
given out a couple of treasures for no additional charge. They are willing. After all, you're the one who makes this delightful delightful concoction, yes? The gut rot.
Oh, yes.
Was it
Goat Blaster.
Goat Blaster?
Didn't you see the picture? I drew it myself.
Ah, yes, I can tell. I can tell the hand of the artist. No doubt there. Roll an insight check, please.
Oh.
A natural 1.
Oh,
They are moved to the very core of their sylvan being by the beauty they have tasted this day. And nothing would please them more than to share this delight with as many of their peers who are their social rivals in the immediate area as possible.
I will be forever in your debt.
Then please, your keg, if you don't mind.
Well, just make sure you save enough for the toast.
Oh, that is going to be the least of your problems, gentle dwarf. Fear not.
Oh, all right.
They bring it back and they close the bedazzled tent. You can still kind of see them. They switch to a different set of masks.
Multiplicatus shitibirus, multiplicatus shitibirus, multiplicatus shitibirus.
And a few minutes later, they bring it back
Incantation
and it's
sounds familiar.
full.
Well, now, aren't you the fine friends I've been searching for? How would you like to move down south with me? We set up shop together.
Wow.
Your offer is most generous, and I'm sure that we could benefit from a mutual partnership. Why don't you speak with us afterwards? Find us here, or tell
All
us.
right.
Don't find us here. We'll find you. Where can we find you afterwards?
Well, I'll be in the inn.
Excellent. We'll find you right there. Don't you worry. We will absolutely follow up with you and are not going to ditch you under any circumstances. And because you rolled a natural 1 on that insight check,
Sound
you believe
great.
us.
I trust you implicitly.
Perfect. Well, then please go forth, drink, be merry, and share this with as many of our friends as possible, especially the representatives from the Nildemayer Refuge. I'm sure they'll particularly enjoy the Goat Blaster Ale.
Nildemayer Refuge, got it.
Yes, the Nildemayer. Noodlemeyer. You're not fluent in Elven, are you?
Oh, well, my mother always said I had a gift with the tongue.
Oh.
That did not come out right.
Dwarven culture is very different, and we are not going to judge your.
I think Joe just got canceled. Everyone, I'm pretty sure he just got canceled.
This has been the last show here on Castles and Castles. We'd like to thank you for all joining us. That's all, folks.
Oh, God.
The spoken
You know what?
tongue, of course. Obviously. These elves have very
did roll
dirty
a one.
minds. Behind
roll a
those
one.
fine clothes, very dirty minds. Disgraceful.
Yeah, your mother sounds like a very, very nice
Disgraceful.
woman. Grandis, what is your
I am
mother's name?
so disappointed in you, elves.
And yet you dwarves never fail to. Fuck it, let's get out of here.
See you later. Thanks for the.
I'm so glad I wasn't drinking or eating anything. Just
All right.
it's bad.
In a desperate effort to recover, does anybody else have anything they want to do before they reach the annex?
Yeah, I
Bad
think Kelfer is a little bit more at ease now that, we've been here for a little bit. Nothing terribly wrong has happened, besides for, that. But moving forward, Kelfer is going to, feel a bit more at home. He's still like a little bit, worrisome of whatever that shadowy stuff was, but he's going to take time to try to just, reset his mind. And of course, what better way to do that than to talk to some plants? So he's going to go find some local flora and just kind of be very comforting. Say, hello, I hope you are thriving here. It is wonderful to see the college rebuilt. You have a very important role to play here, and I hope the caretakers treat you as such. And being a furbog, Kelfer has speech of beast and leaf. So the plants can understand the meaning of my words, but they can't really respond back. But they'll understand, Kelfer, what he's saying.
Okay. They can respond back. It's just not particularly helpful.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh, I see. Oh no, that had happened, really? Wow, I would never have imagined that this... Oh, you have stories to tell. I'm very glad to hear it is going well.
So how long are you going to stick around for that?
Through the whole thing, if they're talking, I mean, until either they're done or Kelfer's friends are leaving.
All right, I was going to say, if it's the whole thing, you can just disconnect now. We'll say goodnight and,
Okay, until the friends are leaving, but it'll sit until they, until the friends are leaving. Then I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I have to go now. We have other things to take care of, but I will try to come back. Okay.
All right.
Leave the demon plants to their business.
They sound hungry.
For blood. Screech, what are you up to? Anything else before you go to the annex?
Probably doing another perception roll to see if Screech can find the
All right.
intruders.
Roll perception to try to track them down. A 14. Ooh. Okay. You come across the two of them as they lurk near the edge of the periphery of the gallery where the original performance was granted, up in the upper level of one of the galleries. What languages does Screech understand?
Screech understands Orin, Common, and the Thieves can't.
Okay. All right. Well, they're speaking Common because Elven would not be much help in an entire Elven civilization. Roll stealth to get into an advantageous close-up position. And if you want to be climbing in the rafters above them, roll acrobatics.
Oh.
A 22
can I roll
on
both?
stealth, you're not detected. If you roll high on acrobatics, you'll also be Assassin's Creeding above them. A 26, yes, you lurk above them, watching the two of them. You can definitely tell that they are armed and armored under their gray cloaks. They're speaking with each other. Do you really believe that Rambletoon was intercepted in Nenri? At this point, I don't know what to believe. If he's not here, why are we even wasting our time? No one else is going to know anything about a Chardalon. I still don't trust this place. I still think there's more to learn. I think that we should be keeping an eye on the Nildemayer representatives. At the very least, to see if any of them had any involvement in Rambletoon's disappearance. And then there's the matter of the princess. She was involved in the summoning as well, by all reports. That's not confirmed, and nobody's seen her. Well, we're not going to learn anything about that by leaving immediately and going off to chase that bard across the Four Kingdoms, are we? All right, no, we go to the annex, we watch, we see if anybody knows anything about what happened. All right. Hail Cryus, Hail Cryus. What do you do?
Screech would kind of make their way back down onto the floor and find everybody, particularly Expialidocious, and go up and perfectly recreate that conversation.
In the voices and everything, right?
Yep.
Kenku. Sorry.
All right, all that information has been deployed to the party. What do you do next?
That kind of confirms what my friend said, right? The bird friend, like he never made it here, basically, is the basic thing. So that kind of, this guy I don't think had ever got here, was ever going to get here.
You know, those elves over there that magicked up my weapons said, make sure you give a lot to the emissaries from that place, you know.
What place?
Nildemayer.
Nildemayer.
Noodleman.
Do Do any of us know like what they look like, or do they have any like particular clothing or garb that represents them?
You would know the Nildemayer Refuge. It's one of the Alfar refuges hidden away from the world, and they wear just gems and beautiful, lots of extravagant colors. It's sort of their call sign.
So I'm like the cheap version of them. Okay.
Consider it on me.
Yeah. And so I explained that to the group. Well, they're gonna be very easy to see, but our Kenku friend here, very good impression, by the way, says that what should we do, friends? I don't know.
Well, what is there to do but to carry on our business, and things will resolve naturally as we keep on going. I am sure of it.
I agree. Keep doing things. Keep enjoying the party.
Yes.
Wait for the toast. Everyone will try my ale. I'm going to be rich,
You are. I can feel it. It is going to be very, very productive for you.
and I'll share it with everyone.
And then I feel like we take up like a position, and we like ants go marching one by one to the
All
college
right.
annex.
Our 4 heroes progress in towards the newly revamped and rebuilt Bardic College of Elmspire, where countless poems, love songs, tragedies, and didgeridoo solos have been performed in the past. Now rebuilt and refurbished to its former glory, you walk through the ivy-encrusted marble columns of this place and enter the annex. Already inside, the elves of Nildemayer, the Holdra Treors of Angren and Tomblair in their winter and summer garb are gathered there. All sorts of dignitaries are present. Many, many poets and songwriters. The Alfar who is playing the harp is already inside this beautiful courtyard. And on the outside, the sweet roll merchant slips right inside the gate, unseen by all, as the ceremonies are about to begin. And we will find out what happens next after a brief break. Don't go anywhere, folks.